everyone, it's Brianna Ray from BriIY, here to bring you another video. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different, but something that I thought was going to be super fun. And I'm going to do this by going to Canva. We are going to make some mini magazines, or zines, I believe that they're called. I'm going to show you two different ways to make them, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. So I am going to start off by going onto Canva. You can do a custom size and make an 11 by 8.5 custom template, or I'm just going to click this wall calendar option here because it does the same thing. And I am going to start kind of going in and blocking out my spaces. So for the first design that I'm going to show you, I am going to show you an 8-page zine. So I'm going to take just this line here, I'm going to shrink the line weight because I don't think it needs to be that thick, and drag that nice and down. And there is our first option there. And now I'm going to copy and paste that and then go through the center on the other side as well. So we have this, and now I need to make two more on either side to kind of divide here, like almost in this general area. Alright, so you can see here I have my line. So since this starts from 0, we see where 1 inch hits, 2 inches, 3 inches, and so on. So since the entire length of this is 11 inches, if we divide that by 4 to create the 4 sections that we're doing, that is 2.75. So that is where we need to drag this line to. I zoomed in real close to get this kind of super specific placement here. So it looks like this is 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 8, 9, 10. So I actually need to have this over here at this like halfway point between 2.7 and 2.8. And there is the very basics of the template. Unfortunately, this is not quite enough because these margins are garbage and I cannot possibly keep rolling with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to add in my own margins. So I'm just going to turn this gray so that I know that this is not area that should be designed on. And I'm going to try to, I'm just going to call this the bottom, I guess, because it, prints out kind of long ways in my printer. And I'm going to shrink this all the way until that says 0.5, and you can actually see that this little black bar here is telling me exactly how deep that is, which is perfect. And I'm going to drag this all the way down. This is as much printable space as we can get out of a standard printer. So with this in mind, I can actually start designing my pages. From here, my recommendation is going to be making this area up here. This is going to end up being your front cover. There's that, and then past that, you're actually going to start numbering your pages up here. So this is going to be page 1, but it's going to be flipped upside down like this. And then this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way around. And while I was at that, I added in these extra margins. So I kind of just copied and pasted this guy over and over and dragged it around so that there would be like an even amount of space around all edges, obviously except for this bottom one here. From here, I think this is kind of everything that we need for this first design, and I feel pretty good about it. So I'm actually now going to duplicate this page, and I'm going to add in the details for a 14-page zine. Okay, so here is the interesting part now. So I've got this figured out, and I've got this one figured out. You can see it kind of follows this 1, 2, and then 2 flips around, faces backwards, and it continues in like a snake pattern all the way down. So that's good and fine. I've got that figured out. For now, I don't want to have to print this and have all these like gray backgrounds now. So what I'm going to try to do is get a box off of Canva. I don't want to type in it. And I'm just going to make it some like brighter, more obvious color so that I know what it is. I'm going to go with pink because it feels on brand. And I'm going to match it up in these corners here, shrink it so that it fits in the white space. And you can see here that we can actually see exactly how big this is. So the end pages are 2 by 3.7. Now I'm gonna fit this one, which is going to have a little bit of extra space, of course. And we can see here that this is a 2.25 by 3.75. Now that we're in here, let's actually create some pages. So I would go into Canva and I would go into custom size. So the width is 2.25, height is 3.75, right? Which will give me appropriately sized pages. Now I'm going to go up to share, download. I'm going to keep these as a PNG, and I'm going to save all of them, of course, so I can duplicate my template, and I can upload all of my appropriately sized pages, right? So this is my front cover, and I'm just going to line it up. And there we have it, right on top where it belongs. All right, last page, we've got swords, our little skinny page here. Line that up with the corner, drop it down to the height. Perfect. I'm actually going to position this backward. I kind of considered leaving this like gray outline, or this kind of gray background here, because I think it looks kind of cool, but I decided ultimately to go against that, and I just wanted to get rid of any extra gray that does not need to be there. And bada bing bada boom. You'll also notice that I added this kind of like extra thick line. These are all the lines that you cut, so I did that for this template as well. The extra thick lines are where you cut, which you will see is extra helpful in a little bit. So once you have this done, and since I kind of designed everything in Canva here, I am going to go to share, download, and I don't want all of them, I just want the current page. Done. And I am going to download this as a PDF for printing. I'm going to fill in my template for the 12-page one as well, and then I will show you how to fold them all. All right, starting off with the 8-pager, it's actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to start by doing this fold long ways and make a nice crisp line fold. I'm going to press it down with my nail so that it's nice and flat. Awesome. Now open it up. We're going to start by folding this in to the center line, and finish it by folding it in half again. I'm kind of going to do this like mountain peak valley situation, just to keep it from creasing my other lines. We are going to keep this guy folded up, and we are going to cut along. When you fold it here, you see that thick line right there. We are going to chop along that. I have a paper cutter that I'm going to use to keep it nice and crisp. There she is, right down the center. Now, it's the fun part. I'm going to keep it kind of up like this, but we're going to pull, so like it was, and we're just going to push and pull it down so that it kind of creates this shape here and flatten. And now we should be able to flip it around like a book until our front page is our front page. Ba-boom. And there we can see, unfortunately, I do have a bit of a cut-off issue right here on this side. That makes me a little bit sad. I guess I got a little bit too close. But let's check the cups. Cups looks good. It didn't get cut off at all. And swords looks good. Looks like it didn't get cut off at all. So that's good news for me. So really all I need to adjust is this guy and make sure I push him up just a little bit further so that he doesn't get cut off. This side, perfectly fine. And there we have a nice tarot cheat zine with all of our major arcana on the front, wands, cups, swords, and pentacles, and it's relatively legible. Obviously, if you struggle with tiny reading, this is probably not the cheat sheet for you, but it does work, and it actually looks shockingly good. I am very impressed with the way that it turned out. I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. For this one, I did a little bit of the art from my most recent book. I'm calling it The Art of To Make an End, which is all of the art prints that I had in my most recent poetry book. Just because I thought I had 12 of them, and I thought it would work. So really what we're going to do here is we're going to be making like almost a W fold. So we're going to fold this guy in half right down the middle. And then from here, these guys we're actually going to fold out. So you can see that they kind of create this W shape. And once we stretch that out, now we're going to go 4 in the other direction doing the same thing. So we're going to make our center. And there is our second W. Now I am going to go in and I'm going to cut it along the thick lines. You can see here my fold isn't lining up perfectly with the dark line, so I'm actually lining up on the side of my cutter with the fold. That way it's going to go right along that line, and I'm just going to get it all the way up to that section right there. As you can see, it once again kind of makes this W-ish shape. So we're going to start from our beginning piece here and sort of create our cover and fold everything else into it. So nice crisp fold there. So this is going to fold in and create our first set. Now we're going to flip the page, fold this guy down, and our next set. Flip the page and it folds right on top. This one is going to fold up, obviously, because that's the natural way. You can see it there. Fold it over again. That lines up. Flip it over again. Fold down. Flip it out, and those are the directions. I just found these online on how to fold this up, just in case you know, I wanted to jazz that up. But of course we can actually, and what the guy that I saw in the most recent video of this that I watched did, he just kind of folded it inside nice and tight so that you didn't actually have to see it, and then glued the edges there. That way if you only want it to be 12 pages, it can be 12 pages, or of course you can have it fill out the end specifically, and then you can have that full set of pages there, and you'll just glue those together as well. And then you have the teeniest, tiniest little baby zine. So there we have The Art of To Make an End, and you can see that everything kind of goes through. We can see how the art prints kind of flow. Of course you can glue some of these pages together, the top, bottom, whatever, but it is fully functional without doing all that. And then it's all done. All right, I finally got it to print out right with everything there, and it is fully legible, and I think it actually looks pretty good. I'm quite pleased with it. It's definitely wallet size, so I'll be able to carry it around, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, I really like that. And of course we have my micro-zine, which looks really good. I ended up, for the final template here, I ended up getting rid of the lines so that if they didn't line up perfectly when folding, that it wasn't kind of a distraction, I guess. Overall, though, I do think that this turned out really great. I like this little project. I like how versatile they are and really all the endless possibilities that can be made. I remember back in the day I used to send these to my now husband when we were writing letters to each other over the summer when we couldn't see each other. I guess in conclusion, if you like any of the art in here and you're interested in poetry, feel free to check out my book. I'll link that below. And I'm going to drop this tarot reading template, this cheat zine template on my Etsy shop, and I'm also going to drop a couple of these templates on my Etsy shop for both of these, just in case this is something that you want and you don't want to take all the time to get it formatted perfectly and make it look good like I did here. If you just want to, you know, drop a couple bucks and have the templates ready for you, they are available, or you could follow the tutorial I outlined here for how to make your own. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, feel free to like and subscribe. I do put out new videos every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time, and I would love for you to be here for the next one. Thanks again so much, and I hope to see you then. Bye!